Welcome everybody to Bedbug Central TV. I'm your host, Jeff White. And today what I want to talk to you guys about is bed bugs in the workplace. Unfortunately, bed bugs being found in office settings is becoming more and more common. In the past, let's say 6 months, I've actually inspected about 15 or so on my own, and unfortunately it's becoming a more common occurrence. And what I want to do is I want to talk to you guys about exactly how that works and how that sets up. Some things that you can do on your own if you're concerned about your office setting and your desk specifically. And then if there are any office managers that are watching this video, some things that they can consider in terms of ongoing bed bug monitoring programs for an office setting. So real quick, like I said, I've done about, I would say, 15 office inspections myself. And typically what you have is that a bed bug is brought into the office setting from a person who has an infestation at home. And what happens is the bug then walks off of whatever bag or jacket it was on, and it goes off into the environment, and somebody finds it and says, "Oh my God, I found a bed bug in the office." Obviously very concerning. That being said, typically what we find is it's probably just a rogue bug that has walked off of their belongings and then been found in the office. Meaning that I would say out of about 14 of the 15 infestations I've inspected, most of them have not been reproducing populations, or at least we could not find the reproducing population. Meaning it was probably just one bug that was wandering around the office setting. A lot of things have to happen for that one bug to turn into a reproducing population. There have to be multiple bugs there, that way they could, reproduce. They have to feed during the day, because typically in offices people are only present during the day. Obviously sometimes they're present at night, but usually present during the day. They have to feed while people are sitting at their desk. A lot of things have to happen. So typically it's a rogue bug that walked off. That being said, reproducing infestations can occur. I actually have seen one. So it's something to be aware of. Now, in terms of you yourself, if you work in an office setting and you want to inspect your area to kind of see, you're a little concerned, you want to make sure there's nothing going on, I'll give you a quick couple pointers in terms of what you want to do. So let's stand up and take a look at this. Okay, so what we have here is, a typical desk chair. And again, most experts, when they think about an office setting, will tell you that the office chair is probably going to be the first area of infestation. It's going to come in on somebody's clothing, walk off of them, or walk onto the chair, and then get on the chair itself. So what you want to do is, if you have a desk chair, you're going to look at seams, edges, and folds in the fabric. So if we look at this desk chair, we have a nice crease that runs down the backing of the chair right here. That's an ideal setting for bed bugs to sit in. So if I were going to do an inspection on this chair, I would come in and basically take a real good look around this entire circumference of the back of the chair and see if there's any bugs sitting in this. Now obviously people are going to say, but they could get inside here and you'd never be able to see them. And to that I'm going to say you're completely right, and I don't know what to tell you about that. But at the same point, you can take a quick look and see, what you see along this seam. And then this seam is going to be exactly the same, usually on the bottom of the chair. So you might want to flip the chair over, take a look at the bottom of the chair. You can also take a look at the feet of the chair if you want. Sometimes the arms are made of fabric, maybe on the underside of the arm there might be a crease that bugs could sit in. Either way, you want to check all the creases, cracks, folds in the fabric that you can find. Every desk chair is going to be different, so each desk chair is going to have its own way it should be inspected, but it's just something to keep in mind. You also want to take a look around the area that you sit. Look underneath the desk where there are cracks and crevices. The bugs could possibly be in there if they're there. Either way though, you may end up not finding anything, but it's something to do just to keep yourself a little bit more comfortable with the situation. Now, if we have any office managers that are watching this episode, two things that they can consider doing. Now, sometimes you want to set up an ongoing bed bug monitoring program. And if that's the case, there are really two different directions you can go. Right here we have our standard glue board that we've shown in previous episodes. It's just a sticky surface that the bugs will walk on and get stuck to. You could place these around the office setting, along the baseboards or wherever they need to be, and although the bugs aren't attracted to these monitors, they could possibly walk onto one and get stuck. And we have had several offices that have had these in place and the bugs have walked onto them incidentally. So it's something worth considering, and your pest control professionals can come in once a month, once every 2 weeks, whatever the case may be, and inspect these to see if there's any activity. And then there's also, those are passive bedbug traps or bedbug monitors. We also have our active bedbug monitors. This is the CDC 3000 active bedbug monitor that we showed in a previous episode that uses different lures and attractants to attract bugs to it. Now in an office setting, we're hoping that these are going to be one of the more critical tools in terms of bedbug monitoring. You have an environment that people theoretically aren't sleeping in, that this monitor could be very effective, because if you put it out at night, the bugs haven't eaten in a while because they haven't adapted to the change in lifestyle. Maybe they will be highly attracted to this. We don't know because we haven't answered that question yet, but it's a theory that some of the experts are sticking to, that they may be effective in those types of settings. So you could have a pest control company come in and set these to monitor the office area. So either way, there are some things to do that you can consider in terms of office bed bugs in an office place. You've got your bedbug monitors that office managers can set. Now, if you are an employee of an office setting, you don't want to be taking these to work and setting them in the workplace. Your office management company is going to be the one that's responsible for getting the pest control in to take care of the office building. So you don't want to go in and just set these. If you want to do something like this, you always want to consult your office manager or your office management company. You don't want to just go in and do that on your own. You could find yourself in a sticky situation if you did that. So again, that was just more information for people who do manage office places. And in terms of employees, you can go inspect your work area, and then of course, you can make yourself educated on the topic of bed bugs, know what to look for, know the signs and symptoms. That's really the most important thing, is education. If everybody knows what to look for, then hopefully they'll be able to find the signs and symptoms sooner than later and get on top of this before anything does happen. So again, everybody, that's bed bugs in an office place. It's a pretty uncomfortable topic, and unfortunately it is coming a little bit more common nowadays. At the same point, if everybody's educated and knows what to do, hopefully you can address concerns before they even take place. Alrighty, so you guys know the email address, jeff.white@bedbugcentral.com. Please email me any questions you have on bed bugs in office places or any other episode that you've seen in the past, and hopefully I will talk to everybody soon enough.